Hey guys, it is Saturday, May 6th, and you are getting me up close and personal, real life, no makeup, hair in a scrunchy, sports bra, tank top, the whole shebang. And all week when I've been doing my vlog, I've just been showing you my pieces. I haven't been showing you me, but which is a little weird. But for what I wanted to talk about this morning, I wanted to show my face. So yesterday I was watching some Flosstube, and I was watching Stitcherista's latest video, Danielle, and she talked about Connie, who has a blog, Spinster Stitcher, and the challenges that she is being faced with right now. I have been following Connie's blog since she started it. Like Danielle, I've had a blog for many, many, many years. In fact, I've had my blog, it'll be 11 years in June. So, Connie is one of those people that is someone I feel like I know because I've gone through so much with her. And so to know that she is having such a hard time, and has been having a hard time for a while now. When I read her post about losing Stewie, it just broke my heart. Anyway, so yes, absolutely. If you feel so inclined to make a donation to help her, I know that would be very much appreciated. But a couple things struck me yesterday. Last night I did go and catch up on the last few posts that I hadn't read on her blog, and there were two that really stuck out to me, and that's really what I wanted to talk about. So sorry you were getting the ugly morning cry live and in person. But that takes me to the first thing I wanted to talk about. So she posted about how much joy she gets from watching Flosstube, from reading blogs, from sharing what she calls this thing of ours, which I think is a fully appropriate description of what it is that we do and what we share with each other. It goes so far beyond just stitching, because we get to know people and we walk through things with them. And I, for one, am so blessed and so grateful for all of the people that I have met through stitching, through blogging, through Flosstubing. So grateful. So, but she talked about how much joy she gets from that, and that we spend far too much time apologizing. Apologizing for not having on makeup, for having an itchy nose, for crinkling when we're opening packages, for having not enough stash, too much stash, too many whips, not enough whips, too many starts, licking floss. We apologize for so much. And we shouldn't. We have nothing to apologize for. We are just who we are, doing what we're doing, and as with anything, the people that enjoy you and appreciate you are the ones that will be drawn to you. So let's all make an effort to stop apologizing for who we are and for how we do it. Because this thing of ours is so important. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, in reading those last few posts of hers, she talked about, you know, the fact that really life's too short. And it is our greatest pleasure to stitch. So I've talked a lot about my whips and wanting to clear out some of the whips, and I still absolutely do. And I have been mulling over something that Emily, Eclectic Possessions, said in her video, that actually was a reference back to Running Stitch. And I've just started watching Running Stitch's videos. I was watching her latest one this morning. And, you know, she talked about she's had some things kitted up for so long and they're just sitting patiently waiting. And she said, you know, if they're going to patiently wait for me anyway, why not put a few stitches in them? Why not get a little bit of enjoyment out of starting something new and stitching on it a bit? And if you don't get it finished, if you don't get to stitch on it much, if it goes back in the closet to wait for you some more, so be it. You've at least given yourself that little bit of pleasure. And Emily commented on that, and in her Mania Plans video where she showed her new starts, and she talked about you know, the same thing, that why not start these things? You know, if you've got them, if they're kitted up, if you're ready to go, why not? And, you know, same goes for if it's not kitted up, if you don't have the chart, and if you just see it and love it and want it, get it. And so that brings me to how, you know, I've been, like I said, I've been mulling over what Emily said, and then watching Running Stitch this morning talk about it, and then also reading some of Connie's posts on her blog made me realize again that life's too short and we should enjoy what we're doing. And if it gives me the heebie-jeebies, that's okay. I can, you know, go right back to hanging out with my whips and working through those. So I'm going to pause and flip the camera around, and I'm going to show you what I got. Okay, so this is what I was working on yesterday and this morning, and this is Colonial Garden by Plum Street Samplers, and it is on 40 count. I wasn't sure what it was on yesterday when I recorded, it is actually Lakeside Linen. It's Black Forest. And Black Forest is a double dyed fabric, which is how they get this gorgeous, gorgeous, deep black color. It also means that it has shrunk the holes of the fabric so much. It is really difficult to stitch on. And I finished this little bit up here last night, and I stitched most of this flower. And I love this piece, but I am not loving stitching on it. And I picked it up this morning to try to do a little bit more, and I did finish that flower, and then I started this little doodad up here that took me like 14 times to try to get it in the right place. I'm just not loving this. And so I gave it a good attempt, but yesterday afternoon, after reading Connie's posts, I went through my things that are kitted up box, and I found this. I bought this when it came out, and I have loved it, absolutely loved it since then. And I have, mostly because I love the movie Moulin Rouge. I love all things Paris, and I love red samplers. So I have, I believe this is Zweigart Antique White. I think this is 40 count. And I have thread that I bought for it a million years ago, and the fabric I bought a million years ago. This is Gloriana Poinsettia, and yes, I only have 2 skeins of it, but I don't care. And this is one of the pieces that is actually on my bucket list, my stitching bucket list. And so you know what? I'm going to start it. And I've got 2 skeins of thread. Obviously that's not enough. I am going to probably jump around a little bit, and that way when I get new skeins, if they're slightly different dye lot, it won't matter. And it's a variegated thread anyway. I wish you could see how beautiful that is. This is just showing up a little dark. But I'm going to start it. And I'm so excited about starting it, because I just love this piece. And it's about damn time that it got some attention and got started. So that's the first thing. The second thing, and I did not even pull my chart, I have this piece of Silkweaver Oyster 32 count Lugana that I bought a million years ago. And it's just a really pretty gray. I'm going to start the Blackbird Designs piece, the Halloween piece that's in the, that's in the wooden box that has all the little sections. I've been waiting to find fabric for it. It calls for 30 count. I'm going to do it on this 32 count. I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to pull the threads for that today. And I probably won't start this today. I will probably start it for Dark 13. So that's my plan. And I'm excited about it. And I can't believe I just let you guys see like the massive ugly cry on my video. But no apologies. So that's my plan. I'm going to start this tonight. Eric and I are heading to the hardware store shortly to go look at paint for the haunted dollhouse. And then this afternoon I'm going to work on staining that roof. So I hope you have a great weekend, and I will be sharing my new start with you probably tomorrow morning. Bye. Okay, real quick. I just finished doing the stain on the roof. I did it a dark espresso color. I think it's going to be really good. We'll see once it lightens up after it dries. I've got a few places like here where there was glue, and so it's not really covering that, but I think I'm okay with it. And obviously I was not able to stay just on the roof. I kind of got a little overzealous in some spots, and I probably should have done under here, but I think it's good. I think it's going to be really good. It needed to be way darker, so happy with that. And we went and got the paint. So I have paint for the house, paint for the trim. So I may work on that. Oh, and paint for the base. So I may work on that later this weekend. But I had to share. Looks good, huh? Minus my staining job. I think the color's good. Alright, more later. Hey guys, it is Sunday, May 7th, and obviously the 7th day of Stitch Mania. So I wanted to show you my new start. Obviously, as I mentioned in my last video, I decided to go ahead and start this piece, Moulin Rouge by Long Dog. I've had this in my stash for years. Literally, I bought this as soon as it came out because I was so in love with it. And I've had the fabric and the thread for it for years. So it's time to start it. And like I said, this is one of my bucket list projects. One of those pieces that I want to stitch, that I want to have completed and hanging on my wall so that I can enjoy it. This is a must stitch for me, and so the fact that it's been sitting there ready to go for so many years is ridiculous. So that being said, here is my start. Cat hair and all. So I started down in this bottom right hand corner on this little motif. I'm just loving it. And as well as I remember, this is 40 count Zweigart Antique White, because I really wanted, you know, I've thought recently about, well, maybe I could put it on a hand dye, blah, 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 blah. But I really love the look of the red against the almost stark white. And the thread that I'm using is Gloriana Poinsettia, also from France. Gloriana is one of my favorite silks. And I love this color. I think it's stitching it beautifully. And this doesn't, because my light's a little weird, this doesn't even show you how gorgeous it is. But I love the variegation. It's stunning. So my French sampler with French silk by a French designer. So 364 by 364 stitches. I think I figured out that that's going to be about 24 inches square. So she's a big girl. And I have this ginormous, oh look, more cat hair. I have this ginormous piece of fabric. You can see all of this baloney I have going on here. So when I take her off the key snap, I'm gonna have to cut this down because I think I bought like a half yard or something. I don't remember what I bought, but a crazy huge amount of fabric, more than I needed. So anyway, I really loved working on this last night. It was an absolute joy to start, and stitching with silk, there's nothing better than that. So I'm supposed to be moving to a new piece today because last night was technically my second day where I was going to work on Colonial Garden, but started this instead last night. I did work on Colonial Garden yesterday morning, but I think I'm going to work on this another day and then switch to my next piece on Monday, because I don't really want to put this down. So the way, of course, that the month worked is that I was going to have one piece that I worked on one day instead of two. And so I think that's just going to end up being Colonial Garden, and then I'll do 2 days on everything else. So I'm super excited about this. I'm so glad I started it. I am having a little bit of hesitation over including my video that I did yesterday morning in this vlog. I'm hesitating as to whether that is just, I don't know, too real, too vulnerable, too, I don't know, too much. So my plan is to record this today, and then tomorrow I will probably edit everything together and upload it, and just do, you know, kind of a week at a time. So that's my plan. Okay, well, oh, and I'm really excited to get to this part right here with the Moulin Rouge, but that's a ways away, so I have a lot of territory to cover before I get to that, but that's okay. Something to look forward to. Maybe I'll leave that piece for last. So I am off to do some adulting. I have to do laundry and house cleaning and all that fun stuff. And there's Tut, come to look out the window. So I will, of course, be posting my progress from tonight, and then I'll wrap this up and post it. All right, have a good Sunday. It's framed, and it's hanging in the bedroom. So happy with how it turned out. Looks really good. I think that frame was perfect. So, house is clean, laundry is almost done. We finished dinner, and it's about time to sit down and stitch. So this is about the end of week 1 of Stitch Mania.